Number 1 is powered by software. It means to be operated or controlled by software programs.
This device is powered by advanced software. This device is powered by advanced software. Our new system is powered by software. Our new system is powered by software. The robot is powered by intelligent software. The robot is powered by intelligent software.
Number 2, produce results. It means to yield or achieve outcomes, usually positive.
The new strategy began to produce results. The new strategy began to produce results. Hard work will eventually produce results. Hard work will eventually produce results. We need methods that produce results quickly. We need methods that produce results quickly.
Number 3, provide for your family. It means to supply what is necessary for the living and well-being of one's family.
He works hard to provide for his family. He works hard to provide for his family. It's important to provide for your family's needs. It's important to provide for your family's needs. She always made sure to provide for her family. She always made sure to provide for her family.
Number 4, provide training. It means to offer instruction or education in a particular area.
The company provides training for new employees. The company provides training for new employees. We provide training in customer service skills. We provide training in customer service skills. They provided training that helped my career. They provided training that helped my career.
Number 5, put others first. It means to prioritize the needs or interests of others before one's own.
She always puts others first, even when tired. She always puts others first, even when tired. Good leaders often put others first. Good leaders often put others first. It's noble to put others first, but take care of yourself too. It's noble to put others first, but take care of yourself too.
Number 6, put off making a decision. It means to delay or postpone making a decision.
We had to put off making a decision until tomorrow. We had to put off making a decision until tomorrow. He always puts off deciding on important matters. He always puts off deciding on important matters. Don't put off making a decision for too long. Don't put off making a decision for too long.
Number 7, rain heavily. It means to rain a lot, usually at a fast rate.
It began to rain heavily during our picnic. It began to rain heavily during our picnic. When it rains heavily, the streets flood quickly. When it rains heavily, the streets flood quickly. She forgot her umbrella and it rained heavily. She forgot her umbrella and it rained heavily.
Number 8, raise cattle. It means to breed and care for cows for agricultural purposes.
His family has raised cattle for generations. His family has raised cattle for generations. Many farmers in this area raise cattle. Many farmers in this area raise cattle. They bought land specifically to raise cattle. They bought land specifically to raise cattle.
Number 9, raise children. It means to bring up children from infancy through to adulthood.
It's challenging but rewarding to raise children. It's challenging but rewarding to raise children. They moved to the suburbs to raise children. They moved to the suburbs to raise children. She's devoted her life to raising her children. She's devoted her life to raising her children.
Number 10, raise a family. It means to bring up a family, especially in a particular place or way.
They hope to raise a family in the countryside. They hope to raise a family in the countryside. Raising a family requires patience and love. Raising a family requires patience and love. She plans to raise a family soon. She plans to raise a family soon.
Number 11, raise your hand. It means to lift your hand to show you want to speak, ask a question, or be acknowledged.
Please raise your hand if you have a question. Please raise your hand if you have a question. He raised his hand to answer the teacher. He raised his hand to answer the teacher. She raised her hand during the meeting. She raised her hand during the meeting.
Number 12, raise money. It means to collect funds for a cause or project.
They're raising money for a new school library. They're raising money for a new school library. He organized a concert to raise money for charity. He organized a concert to raise money for charity. How will we raise money for the trip? How will we raise money for the trip?
Number 13, raise a question questions. It means to ask or bring up a question for discussion.
The article raises important questions about privacy. The article raises important questions about privacy. She raised a question about the budget report. She raised a question about the budget report. During the lecture, he raised several questions. During the lecture, he raised several questions.
Number 14, receive an education. It means to be provided with schooling or training.
Every child has the right to receive an education. Every child has the right to receive an education. She received her education at a private school. She received her education at a private school. They moved so their kids could receive a better education. They moved so their kids could receive a better education.
Number 15, receive a grade. It means to be given a mark or score for academic work.
He received a grade of A on his essay. He received a grade of A on his essay. She was anxious about the grade she'd receive. She was anxious about the grade she'd receive. Students will receive their grades next week. Students will receive their grades next week.
Number 16, recommend a film. It means to suggest that someone watch a particular movie.
I highly recommend the film we saw last night. I highly recommend the film we saw last night. Could you recommend a film for the weekend? Could you recommend a film for the weekend? He often recommends films that are critically acclaimed. He often recommends films that are critically acclaimed.
Number 17, reduce the impact. It means to lessen the effect or severity of something.
We can plant trees to reduce the impact of pollution. We can plant trees to reduce the impact of pollution. She took steps to reduce the impact of the noise. She took steps to reduce the impact of the noise. Insulation helps reduce the impact of cold weather. Insulation helps reduce the impact of cold weather.
Number 18. Refuse an invitation. It means to decline an invitation.
He had to refuse the invitation due to prior commitments. He had to refuse the invitation due to prior commitments. She politely refused the invitation to the party. She politely refused the invitation to the party. They often refuse invitations to focus on their studies. They often refuse invitations to focus on their studies.
Number 19. Refuse an offer. It means to decline a proposal or opportunity.
I had to refuse the offer for personal reasons. I had to refuse the offer for personal reasons. She refused the offer to buy her old car. She refused the offer to buy her old car. He refused an offer that didn't meet his expectations. He refused an offer that didn't meet his expectations.
Number 20. Reject a claim. It means to deny the validity or accuracy of a claim.
The insurance company decided to reject the claim. The insurance company decided to reject the claim. He had to reject a claim made by the customer. He had to reject a claim made by the customer. They might reject the claim if paperwork is incomplete. They might reject the claim if paperwork is incomplete.
Number 21. Reject an idea. It means to dismiss or not accept a suggestion or concept.
The committee chose to reject the idea immediately. The committee chose to reject the idea immediately. She rejected the idea as too risky. She rejected the idea as too risky. They rejected the idea of moving to a new office. They rejected the idea of moving to a new office.
Number 22. Reject a suggestion. It means to decline or not accept a proposed idea.
He politely rejected the suggestion during the meeting. He politely rejected the suggestion during the meeting. She rejected the suggestion to change the plan. She rejected the suggestion to change the plan. They often reject suggestions without much discussion. They often reject suggestions without much discussion.
Number 23. Relieve pain. It means to reduce or alleviate physical discomfort.
This medication can quickly relieve pain. This medication can quickly relieve pain. She uses heat pads to relieve pain. She uses heat pads to relieve pain. Gentle exercise can help relieve back pain. Gentle exercise can help relieve back pain.
Number 24. Remain constant. It means to stay the same over time without change.
The temperature in the room remained constant. The temperature in the room remained constant. Despite challenges, her dedication remained constant. Despite challenges, her dedication remained constant. He ensured the pressure remained constant in the tank. He ensured the pressure remained constant in the tank.
Number 25. Remain stable. It means to stay unchanged or steady, particularly in a favorable condition.
The patient's condition has remained stable for hours. The patient's condition has remained stable for hours. Prices have remained stable over the past year. Prices have remained stable over the past year. It's important for the economy to remain stable. It's important for the economy to remain stable.